All right. Hey, hey. All right, guys, welcome back. So, this is part two. If you didn't see part one, you can check that out. There's a free link in the description box. You can watch that one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, bounce back over here for part two. Thank you guys for giving this one a thumbs up. If you enjoy my storytelling and want more of it, please don't forget to do that. It helps my channel to grow, helps the videos to circulate, so it means the world to me. But for part two, I'm not going to do a recap. We're just going to bounce right in. And I wanted to get one more card on the universe's input onto this, because this says, well, you might not want to make a sudden decision, Queen. You might not want to go that route. Emperor sideways. Because, and we already saw them as an emperor sideways. There is something more to think about here. She needs to, sideways cards don't have a definitive answer, right? So if there is still a question in her mind about that individual that she's frustrated is reaching out to her, and she's basically about to let her frustration make her make a snap decision to jump into some other relationship with a King of Pentacles, and she's going to just become the Queen of Pentacles. The universe kind of says, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you think that just jumping into something else is going to make you forget unfinished business or question marks about someone who's an emperor sideways, somebody that is from the past, we might want to get this cleared up first. It doesn't mean she should take them back, the person from the past. It means she should clear up and close a chapter appropriately in herself. She needs to identify, is that person from her past someone that she flat out does not believe could ever be her emperor? His, hers, doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. The universe says, pause until you have the answer in yourself. We have a Page of Pentacles sideways. Ooh, we have the Three of Swords upright. We have the Ace of Cups upright. We have the Eight of Cups upright. And then we have the King of Pentacles. This simply says, don't make a decision when you're wounded and then go towards somebody's warm, loving arms, because it's like, oh my God, hearing from them out of the blue has reminded me of hurt and pain that I went through, and all I want is love. So I'm going to go find somebody to give my love to. I'm going to go, turn my back on the person that hurt me and pour my love into somebody else. The love that I wish I had received from them but didn't. Instead, I got broken, and I got full of pain. I don't want to talk to that person because they hurt me. The universe is saying, yes. And if they hurt you and you truly don't want them and you want to give your love to somebody else, make sure that you make the decision, because there's no confusion in your mind or heart as to why you don't want to talk to that person from the past. If they really are someone that you would never heal things with, if it's like the answer is there's nothing on earth you could say that would undo what already happened, I really am done. And here's the reason I'm done. But I don't live in a place of heartbreak. I live in a place of love, and I'm genuinely ready to go be with the King of Pentacles. Awesome. But she needs to either establish some kind of closure. I mean, maybe she needs to go ahead and get it off her chest and say it to that person from the past who's trying to reach out to her, and say point blank, this isn't a heartbreak that's going to be undone. You shouldn't have done what you did in the first place. I don't want the apology. I don't accept it. That was too big of a betrayal. You're not the kind of person I would want to be with, or, whatever. If she had something that she needed to validate for herself, or she needed to get off her chest, she needs to give herself enough time. It doesn't mean she needs to talk to them or say that out loud, but she needs to understand in herself why she wants to go be with the King of Pentacles. Maybe it's because she's able to make that comparison instead of blocking her emotions about what happened and her frustration with this person from the past coming back in. The universe is kind of saying, look at it for what it is, so you're not just trying to brush something on the rug and just jump into a new relationship with somebody. Because this King of Pentacles keeps coming up as an awesome match, beautiful match. And if this is who she wants to give all of her love to, awesome. But try to let go of a previous wound. Maybe that person from the past is coming in to say sorry and to validate how badly they wish they had treated her good in the past, because maybe that will be something that helps heal her heart. So maybe hearing them out could be helpful, or maybe her just getting a chance to feel that hurt and pain, have a good cathartic cry, and then say, you know what? I really am so glad that they know what they lost, but I'm also really glad that I don't care anymore. I met somebody that isn't going to hurt me. I met somebody that I really am crazy about. I'm choosing the King of Pentacles with a wholehearted energy. Let me ask one more about that Three of Swords. I think it's just nice for her to not make a quick decision. Five of Swords. If she feels like I want to protect myself, I don't want them coming near me. Seven of Wands. I'm sorry, Nine of Wands. My apologies. I'm like, wait a second now. Nine of Wands. Wounded warrior. She's definitely been a warrior. She's definitely been trying to protect herself. It's understandable. But at this point, she can protect herself. Let this go. We have the Tower. Believe it or not, this person trying to rush in at just the wrong moment to say, I didn't want this to be over. I really did want you. I really did love you. In a bizarre way, this could be a divine gift that could finally let her lay down the hurt and pain, but not if she instantly blocks it and just gets frustrated and says, why are you reaching out to me now? This is horrible. I'm just going to, try to block my emotions about how I feel about you returning, and I'm just going to jump into the arms of the King of Pentacles. Look, I think either way, she's going with the King of Pentacles. I'm sorry. There's all kinds of yard work and things going on outside. I'm so sorry. I don't know how much of that noise the mic is picking up. But I think the big thing is her being able to have this energy swirling around her the way it is. She needs to go ahead and address it, because this is her freedom from that hurt and pain. But if she doesn't let herself feel it, acknowledge it, and go through it, she may carry the hurt and pain with her, even as she just jumps into a relationship with the King of Pentacles, which could be really unfair for both her and the King of Pentacles, because she's almost doing it in this highly charged state of, I just want to get with you instead. This is, because I'm upset and I'm frustrated to hear from an ex. It's stirring up old pain and I want to jump into a relationship. It's like, what I want to say is it's time to vomit that old poison out. She needs to take just a hot minute, feel how she feels about it, revisit what hurt, acknowledge that this person is saying, oh my God, I wish I'd treated you better. I'm sorry I didn't treat you better. I really love you. I want to be with you. And then she can say, it hurts so much that they didn't treat me well before. I was so hurt. I was devastated. I felt like I had to protect myself against people for a long time. I was really wounded, and yet I have slowly healed. And you know what? That's good. I'm glad that they know what they lost. But I also realize maybe that's why I'm finally over this with them. It's like if she just gives herself just a little bit of space to process this, and then she moves on clean and clear and lighter hearted, and she can give all her love to the King of Pentacles. What happens with them, universe? What happens with them? Because I don't see her going back to them. We have a Page of Swords sideways. They probably have some more learning to do, some more contemplation to do. We've already seen them with that Page of Swords before. We have the Lovers. We have the Eight of Pentacles upright. We have the Four of Swords. They're probably going to have to work on something that, wherever their wounds came from, especially if they weren't good to her and then they chose somebody else. Well, now, even if they want to be good to her, it's kind of too late because she's choosing someone other than them. But it's not a get back, and it's not a, you hurt me so bad and I won't deal with it. No, I think they're going to understand she really has changed. She really, she wouldn't give her love to me now. And that could really be painful for them to find out. But on the other hand, that's the beginning of them starting to really work on themselves, because, they weren't warm before. Now they want to be, but we didn't really see, did they make sustainable change? I almost feel like this person has a lot of other self-work to do. They have a lot of other healing to do. They may always remember her as somebody that they loved a great deal, but this romance between them could have been something that pushed both of them to change. You know, sometimes we love somebody and the love that we share is supposed to be transformational, but not necessarily love that we're going to be able to be permanently, you know, together. Instead, it's like, wow, because of love, I've changed. Even if I've changed and I don't get to now share the new version of me with you, it kind of feels like this is one of those, like they were catalysts for each other. You know, the way enzymes in the body help to, you know, be catalysts for a chemical exchange, a chemical breakdown. Um, they're not really the item that's being changed. They are the reason something is being transformed or broken down in the body. That's kind of what they were for each other. This romance was, they themselves are not going to be moving into a new romance, but they interacted with one another in a way that it produced change. She certainly has learned, I want to not be treated that way again. I want love. I want happiness. I want somebody stable. Now she can fully embrace this King of Pentacles and not still be somehow tempted or angry or hurt over the, you know, why couldn't you have treated me better before, that person from the past. I think that's so, what I love about this story is that this is the explanation as to why, right when a person is about to finally move on and meet somebody who's a better match for them, why does somebody from the past try bouncing back in? You know, because she could have taken it as like, oh, it's a sign I'm supposed to be with you instead. I don't think so. I think she's actually supposed to be with the King of Pentacles in this story, but she's not supposed to be with the King of Pentacles for the wrong reason. The I'm so angry that my past showed back up. It caused me nothing but a terrible, you know, frustration. And so now I'm going to, out of, you know, defiance, I'm going to go get with the King of Pentacles. That will ruin her relationship with the King of Pentacles if she does it on the wrong vibe. She's got to give herself time, at least in this story. Please remember, it's fiction. I'm not saying this is how it should work, but she's got to give herself the time to process this so that she knows why she's going to choose the King of Pentacles. And it isn't out of frustration or to try to just push away from that person from her past, but rather she's choosing to move toward the King of Pentacles, and she knows why. That may sound subtle because the net result would be the same. Whether she's shoving away from the past to get to the King of Pentacles, she's going to get to the King of Pentacles that way. Or if she moves toward the King of Pentacles specifically, she's still going to get to the King of Pentacles. But the difference is her reasoning. And that reasoning is going to play a big role in how sound of mind she is in her choice. Her choice shouldn't be to escape the past. It should be to choose the future. And then it's going to be really wholehearted and it's going to be really loving. And she's not going to come in with a bitter edge or a hurt energy if she chooses to move toward the King of Pentacles versus choosing to run away from that person from the past who's reaching back out. I like the fact that this is exploring the why a character reaches out kind of in the last second to try to reclaim a relationship that they should have behaved differently in all that time ago. They're having some changes in themselves, but it still doesn't mean that they get access to the beautiful opportunity to be with her. Instead, this shows us, thank goodness they met her, because she was a big catalyst for them to do some real healing and some work on themselves. Do they end up with her? No, they don't. Not in this story. She ends up with a totally different, beautiful relationship. Who do they end up with? As they're healing and they're developing a better relationship with themselves, they end up happy. They end up, and we have the sun. Now, she had shown up as a sun twice in part one. Could we argue that somehow, some way, on down the road, they meet someone a lot like her? Maybe. Could it be that somewhere on down the line, 25 years later, they come back around and they end up with her? Maybe. But I look at this a little bit more like they get a fresh start and they're actually really happy. They end up happy. Because I don't think that remember, they were a King of Swords that was sideways. They were kind of like half in a karmic energy. They wanted love and they wanted softness in their life, but they didn't want to give to it. And then they finally had this change of like, wait a minute, I need to be warm if I want warmth. And then it turns out they had some other healing to do. So I'm going to wager to bet this was a character who had a lot of healing that they needed to get through. as they finally get happier in themselves. I mean, that's a beautiful outcome for a character to finally find their happiness. We have a Seven of Wands, we have a Ten of Swords, and we have that Five of Pentacles. They finally combat this energy of, I don't know if they sabotaged a lot of connections, feeling like I'll always end up alone anyway. They perhaps made sure that they would end up alone previously because they would squash relationships by not being kind or warm. And I think that they finally get beyond that. They finally fight against that behavior and they finally change their mindset. Wait a minute, why would I think that I can't be happy? Why would I sabotage connections? You know what? That's not going to be my life story. I love the fact that they end up very happy. I absolutely love that for them. Five of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, the Devil. There is still something here where I don't know if they still have a tendency sometimes to fight the good stuff in life and return to their previous like combative behaviors, because it could be that it'll be a work in progress, but I do think this person is still going to end up with a lot of satisfaction in their life. I just think meeting her and even losing her because of their previous behavior was something that really helped them say, wow, I can't get her back because I messed some things up. I don't want to keep doing that. I want to choose to be softer. I want to choose to be kinder. Maybe I still have, a tendency to be a little callous or coarse, but I think that they'll probably always work on that in their life. They're going to be very happy, and she is definitely going to be happy. She's ending up with this amazing King of Pentacles. I think these two helped each other, but I don't think that they're a match in the day-to-day life. They were both meant to move on, and they helped each other to become better people after all. So I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.